I actually visited the place to see how the scene of my favorite Meisho Edo hyakkei, 100 Famous Views of Edo, painted by Hiroshige Ando, looks like today. The Niijuku Ferry in 093 refers to a ferry located near Nakagawa-bashi Bridge, east of the road on the south side of today's Ito-Yokado Kameari store. Please check this location first. Now, instead of the Niijuku Ferry, the Nakagawa Bridge is helping the east-west traffic. Here is Hiroshige's point of view. The gradation. Actually, there are two theories that this painting was painted from the Kameari side and the Niijuku side. In the Kameari theory, the mountains in the back are the Nikko mountain range, while in the Niijuku theory, the mountains in the back are the Chichibu mountain range. The Kameari theory is represented by a red gradation, while the Niijuku theory is represented by a green gradation. Here I resorted to Google Earth. First of all, the picture of the Kameari theory looks like this. The Nikko mountain range is just barely visible, but empty Tsukuba. However, the angle of the river is a little too steep. This is the Niijuku theory. If you match the angle of the river, the Chichibu mountain range is quite far to the right, and Mount Fuji is in the front. If that were the case, the painting would have rather depicted Mt. Fuji. Therefore, I think that I painted from the Kameari side. The mountains in the back are not the Nikko mountain range, but rather Mt. Tsukuba. In his picture book Edo Souvenir, Hiroshige depicted the view from the Niijuku side. Across the river on the Kameari side are rows of restaurants. At that time, carp, sea bass, catfish, crucian carp, and other fish were abundant in the Nakagawa River, and there were many restaurants along the river that served these fish, which were a specialty of the area. Edo Meisho Zoo includes a picture looking toward Niijuku from the Kameari side. It shows a cook trying to scoop fish in a tub with a net. The explanation says that this area is called Kameari and that carp from the Nakagawa River is delicious. Here, I found a website called Rikichizu. It is a rather easy to understand map that shows the street routes of the time. In the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, starting from Nihonbashi, there were 5 main highways, depicted by the green line, and 4 other supplementary highways called wakiaukan, side roads. The road where Niijuku Ferry is located is one of these side roads, the Ito-Yokado. The Nikko-Kado that left Nihonbashi was shared with the Oshu-Kado until the halfway point, when it was divided into the Nikko-Kado and the Ito-Kado after crossing the Senju post town. The Ito-Kado was further divided into the Narita-Kado when it crossed Niijuku. This Narita-Kado passed under Sakura Castle and continued to Narita-zan Shinshoji Temple, so it was also called Sakura-Kado. Here is a current map from the Geospatial Information Authority of Japan. See, I put Hiroshige's viewpoint on this with the red gradient and the Ito-Kado and Narita-Kado roads. Kameari village, on the west side of the Nakagawa River, was called Kameari in the Muromachi period, 1336 to 1573, and is thought to have been named after the shape of the land, which was raised up like a turtle's shell. In the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, it is said that Kameari was changed to Eri and became Kameari because Kamenashi was not good luck as it was connected with nothing, Nashi. Please see the map from around 1880. The Ito-Kado coming from the Senju direction on the left crosses the Niijuku Ferry and then turns around 2 large reservoirs in a cranked condition before parting with the Narita-Kado. This circumscribed neighborhood was called Niijuku, because it was developed as a new lodging area in connection with Kasai Castle under the control of the Adaira Hajo clan in present-day Edo during the Warring States period. Furthermore, in the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, after the Ito-Kado became a side road, the area greatly developed as the next post town after Senju and as a follow-up to the Narita-Kado. Please take a look at the map circa 1900. You can see that Niijuku Ferry had already become Nakagawa Bridge in 1884, Meiji 17, and the railroad was completed. The station for the Joban line was initially planned to be built in Niijuku town, which was a prosperous lodging town. However, the tremors of the railroad and the fire sparks and smoke emitted from the trains were disliked. In addition, some people thought that the railway would reduce the revenue from the tolls charged by people crossing the Nakagawa Bridge in Niijuku at that time. On the other hand, a local landowner who believed that a railroad station was essential for the development of the Kameari area came forward and donated land for the construction of the station. In the end, no station was built in Niijuku town, and Kameari and Kanamachi stations opened in 1897. If you look closely, you can see that the railroad deliberately avoided Niijuku. Take a look at this aerial photo from around 1990. Ironically, the railroad brought a great deal of development to the city, and you can see that there are no gaps between the factories and houses. Today, this area is Katsushika Ward, but Katsushika was originally a generic name for a vast area extending from Ichikawa and southern Saitama Prefecture to Kato Ward. In addition, as Tokyo City initially adopted the principle of adopting the name of a ward based on the planned location of the ward office, the first draft of the ward name was Niijuku Ward since Niijuku town was the planned location of the ward office. However, due to the possibility of confusion with the area around Shinjuku and Shinjuku Station in Yotsuya Ward at the time, this original proposal was not adopted, and the ward was eventually renamed Katsushika Ward. The current ward office is located in Tatishi, in the area of the former Yatsuji village. Let us take a closer look at Hiroshige's painting. First, Mount Tsukuba appears on the left. Below the hazy clouds is the Nakagawa River flowing prodigiously. To the right of the flatboat is the village of Niijuku, surrounded by pine trees. The opposite bank on the left will be the village of Kameari. Two restaurants, Chibateya and Fujimiya, are depicted there. Although not depicted in the painting, Fujiya, Nakagawa, and Kamiya were also prominent restaurants on the Niijuku side, all of which served carp and sea bass from the Nakagawa River. They all seem to have served carp and sea bass caught in the Nakagawa River, and they used the two large fish tanks that caused the Ito-Yokado road to turn in a crankshade. According to an 1843 record, the village had a population of 956, 174 houses, 4 inns, and a wholesale house to manage the people and horses used for loading and unloading, indicating that it was a fairly large village. I actually visited this location. This photo was taken from the side of the Nakagawa Bridge, looking at the place where the Niijuku Ferry used to be. The buildings in the upper reaches of the river are the Tokyo University of Science and a group of condominiums built on the redeveloped site of the former Mitsubishi paper mill. This is the direction of MT Tsukuba, with the Nakagawa Bridge in the background. This photo looks in the direction of Kameari on the old Ito-Yokado road. This is a photo looking toward Niijuku from Nakagawa-bashi Bridge. I have tried to fit the current situation into Hiroshige's painting. In Hiroshige's time, Niijuku was the busiest village in the area. It was the second post town on the Ito-Yokado road, and was lined with restaurants offering delicious river fish, as well as a wholesale market. I wonder how many people now know the place name Niijuku instead of Shinjuku. The times are moving fast, aren't they? The quiet flow of the Nakagawa River seems a little sad.